It doesn't have to be a head.
It is the head of the mic. You speak into the head of the mic. That's the term for it.
I don't even know that I can put that all in my mouth, even though I tried.
Oh, I bet you could.
I can't. I'm not.
I think that was a pathetic attempt.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to episode 100 of the Nintendo Talk. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Mr. Toby Thornton. What's up, Toby?
What's up, Bobby? What's up? We made it.
Yeah, man. You know, people are probably like, wait a minute. We haven't been listening to this show for 100 episodes. So let me do a little backstory here to explain. Toby and I, together, have done well over 100 episodes. We're probably close to 400 at this point. I'm going to tally it up one day and take a look, see what it is. But, so we were doing the Nintendo PlayStation podcast, and I was doing a show called Nintendo Talk Live, where I was recording with people every single week, live. And then I stepped away from that show just because it was kind of running its course for me. I might actually start doing the live shows again and just make it Nintendo Talk Live again. But that aside, that's irrelevant. So that's where the bulk of the numbers come from, is because I did a whole bunch of episodes before Toby jumped in, and now that Toby's here. But I do want to one day, I just got to do it. I just got to go and do a calculation to see how many episodes we've done together. Because we've had the Geekcast. Then we had Nintendo PlayStation. Then we did the Gaming Gurus. And then we went back to Nintendo PlayStation. And now we're on Nintendo Talk. That's 6 different times we've changed shows. But I think what honestly, I think it's been fun to change it up a little bit. Like, it's kept it exciting and fresh. You know what I mean? Like, because we've changed formats. The only thing that's ever stayed the same is the Geek Outs. That's it. Yeah. And for those people that are probably sitting there going like, what? Why is a Nintendo thing talking about Geek Outs? Like, that's where it came from. It came from the Geekcast that we were doing originally. And, I was thinking about Alan the other day.
I've been thinking about Alan lately as well.
I gotta send him a message, man. I think he's getting ready to buy a house. Well, I think he bought the house. The house is being built. So I think he's getting ready to move in.
He's gonna move his roommate in, is he?
I think she's gone. I think she's done. Oh my god, that was the best episode ever, dude. That was the greatest stuff ever. For those who don't know, at one time Alan was talking to Toby and I about his roommate and how, she wanted dinner and he was telling her to wait until the show was done recording because he was recording in his living room. And I hear a female voice. And at the time, he was dating Amy at the time. And I was like, wait a minute, Alan. There is no way that Amy is letting you live with a woman. Like, no girl would do that. No girlfriend would allow their boyfriend to live with a woman. And he was like, it's my roommate. And I'm like, what's her name? Oh, it turns out it was his mom. It was called his mom, his roommate. Oh my god, dude, that was the funniest thing ever, man. Because then he starts yelling at her and stuff. Because she wants to eat, she wants to cook, and he's like, "Remember when he's like, go make your effing dinner?"
Yeah.
And then we were like, "What the hell, Al? What are you
I was
doing?"
like, I'll never speak to my mom like that.
I mean, listen, I've used profanity in my mother's direction, not at her. I would never curse at her. But I've used profanity, like when talking to her and stuff, because she taught me every F word and all that stuff that I ever knew as a little kid. I didn't know how to say the F word. I didn't know what the F word was until my mom, my aunt, But that being said, like, I would never be like, say to my mom, like, go cook your effing dinner, because I knew that I would get destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, she'd pull out the wooden spoon, start like smacking me with it. Even at this age, like if I did it today, like if I was just like, "Hey mom, go make your effing dinner," she'd be like, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
Who the hell are you talking to right now?
You're never too old for a spanking.
No,
Bobby.
not at all. Not at all. Sometimes, depending on the right mood, sometimes it's actually kind of rather enjoyable.
Let's not go there, Bob.
Not for my mom. Not for my mom. Anyway, wow.
Hang on, that's a thing, right? Why do women like calling their husbands or their boyfriends daddy, but we never call our girlfriends mummy? Why is that not a thing?
Let's keep this episode off like we do each and every episode with our Geek Outs.
Geek Outs!
Oh my god, I can't believe you just did that. I can't believe you went there. Okay. Toby, what are you geeking out about today?
I'm geeking out about two things that my wife bought me the other day. She went into a charity shop, or a thrift store, as you might call it, and she found 2 issues of a magazine, Nintendo Magazine System. This was the official Nintendo magazine way back in the day.
Oh, nice.
I've got 2 issues here. We got December, I think it's 1995, and January 1996.
Nice.
And this is like tail end of the SNES, so they're full of SNES games.
That's awesome.
But the N64 is on the horizon, so they're calling it New 64 for some reason.
Well,
even though it clearly says Nintendo 64
it
on
might
the
have
front.
been just like a play on like the new Nintendo, like
I guess. But yeah, they got like previews of like Super Mario 64 and all these other things, and they even got the Zelda Ocarina of Time tech demo screenshot.
Wow.
Of like the dodgy looking Link fighting a suit of armor that's all shiny and everything. And
pretty awesome.
It's so cool. I love going back through them. You've got pictures of the editors in there that they've all got their 90s haircuts and their rubbish clothes. Like, it's just so funny, man. And I just love seeing like all the previews and coverage. They got coverage here of Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
Wow.
It's like a guide.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
And it was all new back. Yeah, it's all new back then, and it feels so nostalgic to read stuff like that and see all the screenshots and everything. Like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
They so I have, for a lot of people know that I have a pretty healthy collection of, or unhealthy depending on how you look at it, but I got a pretty healthy collection of Nintendo Power. And Sean gave me a whole bunch of issues, and because a buddy of his gave him like a box of Nintendo Power. So him and Chelsea went through them, and Chelsea kept all the ones that she deemed keepable, which I'm a little pissed off at her for that, but that's whatever. And then Sean gave me the rest. Right, the first time we met in New York City, he brought a suitcase full of them. So he gave me a whole bunch of them. So that aside, the other thing too is like Nick Militia. He owns the retro video game store Next Level Games in New Jersey, and he, and it's where I go a lot. I go a lot to buy my retro stuff there. But one time I go in there, he has the final issue of Nintendo Power. So he sells it to me brand new. I mean, the thing is, it's still in the packaging, brand new. And then, like a year or two later, I got issue number 1 of Nintendo Power, and it's like so cool to have the bookends to the entire collection. It's amazing. But what you talking about that? What that does for me is like when I go back and like Nick at one time got these really early issues, like the first year of Nintendo Power, and I paid decent amount of money, like $20 for one and $15 for another. But man, it was like such a trip down memory lane to just even see the covers of these books and go like, I remember scouring these books or these magazines for hours, just looking for little details and little nonsense because you don't have nothing else to do at that. You know, like there wasn't. We
didn't have the internet.
Yeah, we didn't have nothing of that. So that was your internet, you know what I mean? Like to get on there and go through and scour that stuff and have a good time with it. Like, oh, such a great time. Such a great time. Myself.
Dude, that sorry, just to go on about magazines a bit more. See, I was subscribed to Official Nintendo Magazine for years, like from like GameCube all through the Wii. I got every issue every month, and like towards the end of the Wii's life cycle, internet was kind of like making magazines obsolete.
Yeah.
And that was a really hard time for me because I loved buying these magazines, and you just heard about all these magazines that were no more. They were getting shut down because like the internet was just replacing them, and it felt like a dying media, and it is almost completely dead now. And I just used to love getting a magazine every month just to look through it, and I would even deliberately not look at stuff on the internet because I knew it was going to be in the magazine, and I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So I do miss that time of like getting excited about a magazine every month.
So we're talking about it. I'll just jump into something that happened when I was a kid. So I was a kid, and it was, and I actually have some of these issues thanks to Sean. It was called the Nintendo Fun Club. Was these little magazines they gave you when you bought the NES. You filled out this card, you sent it away, and these issues, these little tiny magazines, were showing up for free. Probably like 30 pages deep or whatever. Crazy thing is, Sean gave me Canadian issues of it.
Yeah.
And it was actually called Nintendo Power Club or something. But in the United States, it's called the Nintendo Fun Club.
Yeah.
And so after getting like 4 or 5 issues of that, I get this letter in the mail that says like, hey, starting this date, we will no longer be making this magazine. We're going to start making this magazine called Nintendo Power. We're going to give you the first issue for free. It's going to come out once every 2 months. It wasn't even every month. It was once every 2 months. And then, and that's it. So the first issue will come for free, and then you got to buy a subscription after that. And I had it at the time. I had been getting like comic books coming to my house. You know, like you used to either go to a newsstand or something to get comic books, but like I found out that I can get subscriptions, so I would like tell my mom like, I'll give you the money. Can you like buy me your subscriptions to these comic books? So I knew how it worked. So I wanted Nintendo Power so bad, and it was more like comic books were like $10 for the year, $12 for the year, something like that. Not a lot of money, but Nintendo Power was like $20 or $30, somewhere in that area. And for a kid in school that doesn't have a job, like it was like, how am I going to get the money for this, right? So my mom used to give me $2 a day for lunch, and I take it upon myself to go, you know what? I'm not going to spend my lunch money. I'm just going to save my lunch money.
I would rather starve.
Yes, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. I would rather starve and just, I can make it through the day, and then I'll eat at night, or I'll eat when I get home, and then I'll just eat dinner or whatever, right? So I go on this mission, and I literally save like a week and a half's worth of lunch or whatever. I get like $30, and I go to my mom. And I said, Mom, I give her the card filled out. I said, Mom, you gotta do me a favor. She's like, what's that? I said, can you write me a check to Nintendo Power? Here's the cash for it. But write me the check. And she's like, wait a minute, where did you get money from?
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't been eating lunch. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I haven't been eating lunch. I've been saving my lunch money every day for these issues. And she's like, why would you do that? And I was like, because I really want these issues. She's like, if you want something, you come ask me for it. Don't do this. Like, I will give you the money to buy the magazine. So she actually gave me the money back, right? Yeah. And then she bought me the year subscription to Nintendo Power. But like, just trying to get her to write me a check, I was so nervous walking up to her.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, because she had done it in the past, but like I said, $10, $12.
Yeah.
She knew I had that money, like later. Like I would get change or whatever, and I'd save it for but such a craziness, man. Anyway, long story. I'm what I'm geeking out about is there's a rumor on the horizon.
Oh, rumors.
About a crossover in Fortnite.
Okay.
Splatoon and Fortnite crossover.
No.
Yeah, man.
I don't believe it.
So I'm like, if this comes true, I am going to be so hyped up. And like, I'm going in, I'm buying everything. I don't care what it is. Skins, whatever. Like, it would be kind of cool to see like Fortnite's take on Splatoon. Like, just to see like the colorful ink, like if it's splattered in certain areas, or like if there's guns that look like the Splatoon guns. That would be kind of cool, you know?
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Nintendo would want to... If you could have your characters look like Splatoon characters, they wouldn't want them to be able to get shot by real guns. So,
I don't think they care about that. Like,
really?
Because it's not like... It's not... To me, Fortnite isn't like a PUBG, where it's like... I always feel like with Fortnite, it's like... Killing is secondary to the other stuff in the game. Like, you don't ever see blood. You never see... Like, you get shot, yes, but it's almost like it's not graphic.
Yeah.
Because you never see blood. It's all cartoony. Yeah. It's not like PUBG. PUBG feels like more serious.
Yeah.
And Fortnite's the phenomenon, man. I could totally see Nintendo dive bombing into that. It's interesting.
I mean, that yeah. If that was,
I mean, they
true,
may not.
like...
It might just be gear. You know what I mean? Like, it might just be like you could buy gear. You know, like an outfit that's quasi. You know what I mean? Or they have
like a squid hat or something.
Exactly. Like you know what I mean? Like, you know, you can wear your squid gear, your squid, or like a backpack, like your
That'd be cool.
It would be kind of cool. Whatever it is, I am excited for it. I hope it happens. I can't wait. Like, it'll be amazing if it does. So, okay. So, this week, we got a Nintendo Direct. And these things are typically... Shut that dog up. Shut Riley up. That's not... I know that's not Yoshi. I can hear it.
Yeah,
I can hear it in his devil voice. That animal. Look at him. Oh, that piece of garbage. Look at that dog. This week we had a Nintendo Direct. And those things are events anymore. Like, this is the mecca of it all. Like, this, when we get these things, it's like hype level through the roof. I feel like Xbox and PlayStation could learn something from the way Nintendo does them.
Oh, definitely, man. Like you say, like, there's a whole different vibe and feeling around a Nintendo Direct announcement.
Yeah.
Sony announces their whatever I can't remember what it's called now. Like, their showcase
PlayStation or State of Play. State of
Play, and it's like, no, nobody really cares. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, there's something about a Nintendo Direct that is just hype, like you say.
Yeah. So that being said, like, we all know that we typically get one in September. So people were just like, and listen, I give Emily Rogers a lot of flack a lot of time for being wrong on stuff. She nailed this one. She straight out was like, hey, next week we're getting a Direct. And
I didn't even see that rumor.
Yeah. She came out and was like, next week we're going to get an announcement of a Direct. Boom. Like clockwork, it happened. Because I was actually going to do a video talking about, like, there's a rumor and speculation of it. And then, like, that day, they came out and was like, here it is. So, I'm excited. I was excited at that point. Now, did the Overwatch thing, did that get spoiled for you?
Yeah.
I mean, it got spoiled for everybody.
Yeah.
With the case that got leaked. And it's like, I just want retailers to stop being so stupid.
I know.
Like, how dumb are you?
It brings attention to them, though. They're like, oh, people are going to be looking at our website more often.
I'm sure, but still, it's like any people aren't looking at your website to buy stuff. They're looking at it to, like, see what kind of stupid mistakes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, whilst you're on there, you might see a deal that you like. You never know.
I don't know about all that. So, well, because there was another leak that came out, and it actually came to fruition, and I bought it, and that was the Shovel Knight Treasure Trove edition of Amiibo. So I got that one. That one's going to be coming.
Speaking of which, actually, this isn't in the Direct today, but Shovel Knight Dig.
Yes.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the final piece of Treasure Trove. I think it's out, though, isn't it? The King of Cards? Is that out yet?
I don't know. I think it's out soon. It's out soon.
But that I can't wait to play that. And then, man, I was shocked that they actually gave the game to someone, or gave the IP to someone else to make the game for them. Essentially, that's what they did.
Nitro, yeah.
Yeah. They made the sequel for Shovel Knight, and I can't wait for that either. Like, he looks really good, 16-bit-ish. You know what I mean? Like, look to him. I like it a lot. I'm hyped for it. So Overwatch got spoiled for you. Spoiled for me as well.
Yeah.
But I was excited for it. I really was. Like, when I saw it, I was like, okay, man, here we go. Like, this is something that's been talked about since the Switch launched. Like, everybody was just like, is this coming to Switch? Is it coming to Switch? There's a lot of people already. I've seen some complaints about the price. It's $40. I don't think that's high. I don't think that's expensive. There's a lot of content that comes with it. You're getting all the DLC stuff. You're getting all the characters. I don't think $40 is expensive.
I think it's because it's an older game, but
possibly,
but
still, $60 is brand new. So
yeah.
And the thing of it is like, I can tell you, it took a lot of work to get that game to work on the Switch.
Yeah, this is true, man. It's the same with The Witcher.
Yeah.
Witcher 3 on Switch. Like, even though you can tell it's compromised graphically, that's still like a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of work that they put in to get that running must be phenomenal. So,
and to touch on The Witcher, because it is in the direct, The Witcher, like, dude, they're giving you so much content as well.
Yeah, it's got all the DLCs,
all
right?
the DLC.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. So for me, like, the first thing with Overwatch was people were complaining about the price. Second thing was they're complaining about it running 30 frames per second, and they were like, "Oh, shooters need to be 60," and I get it. Trust me, but I can tell you right now, if you've never played Overwatch anyplace else, this is the time to jump in.
Yeah.
I never played Fortnite until it came to Switch, and that game runs 30 frames as well, and it never fazed me at all. Where you'll have your problems with it is that there's crossplay, and you're playing people that are 60 frames. They haven't talked crossplay. I don't know if this game's going to get crossplay. So odds are it's going to be self-contained. You're going to play on your Switch. You're going to play against people playing the Switch, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to get it. I got my C-bands ready to go because people have said to me, like, they want me to play. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to give it a shot. So I've always heard great things about it. I know that I tinkered with it when it first launched, I think on PS4, but I got out of it really quickly. Like, at that time, shooters weren't my thing at all. But now, after playing Fortnite for over a year, I've kind of got that love for shooters and playing shooters. Because I'm starting to... I think when you don't play them at all, and the narrative kind of leaves your grip, you know what I mean? Like, you don't understand what they are. You don't understand the purpose of them, what they are, what they do. But now, after playing Fortnite and Splatoon, I kind of like, okay, I get this. This is cool. I like it. I'm shocked that, and I think this might happen this year, maybe. I'm shocked that they're one of the companies or one of the games that have not taken on a Battle Royale yet. A Battle Royale mode.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny because they've got, what do they call them? MOBAs.
Yeah.
They're into all that stuff, and that's like massive for them. And so you would think that they would jump into a Battle Royale as well, but yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing that got me excited through it all. Now, the next game that gets shown, and I thought looks fantastic, but I also felt like we don't really need to see any more of this, was Luigi's Mansion.
You know what, actually? The footage that they showed of the Egyptian floor, that has sold me on the game more than anything else that I've seen. Yeah. Because, you know, they showed like the medieval floor before, and that was like okay, and some recent footage has been like, it's all like overgrown, viney stuff, and it's kind of like, yeah, this is cool, but, you know, it's not really doing a lot for me. But this Egyptian stuff is so themed, and I love like that sort of horror aspect of Egyptian mythology, like the mummies and everything. Like, and having that in the cartoony look of Luigi's Mansion is just really, really cool. Like, you see like the sort of pyramid traps with like the rolling boulders and everything. Like, I just think that suits that whole theme and it look really well. So
the one things what I took away from this that I did like, I think it looks gorgeous. I really do. I felt like, wow, this thing really is. They have really ramped this up. This is looking better and better every time I see it. That's number one. Number two, how tall the mansion is, and how every floor is themed. I liked it. I didn't think that's what the game was. I thought the game was more like just a big gigantic mansion. I didn't realize it went up.
It went up, yeah.
So I like that. I think that's pretty cool. So we'll see more and more. I'm sure it comes at the end of the next month. So it's close. It's really close. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing that threw people off with this direct was like, well, what else are you going to show us? Like, it's done. You know what I mean? Like, the year's done. We know everything is coming. I didn't think anybody expected any surprises. And there's a couple of surprises in here that I felt were pretty good. What about you? What's your...
I really liked the Assassin's Creed Rebel collection.
Yeah, man.
It's got my favourite Assassin's Creed on it, Black Flag.
Yeah.
And Rogue, which is the one that came out on last gen consoles at the very end.
Yeah.
So that was like, here's a game for people that haven't moved on yet.
Yeah.
And now they did remaster it for PS4 not too long ago, but now it's in a collection with Black Flag. That's like even better.
Well, and so people know what they did was they created two versions of Assassin's Creed, one for PS4 and Xbox One, and one for Xbox 360 and PS3.
Yeah, that's right.
And Rogue was the one that was on those versions.
Yeah. So I just like, I can't wait to play it again, like on the go, and I'm just hoping that it looks a little bit better than the Wii U version, because I had the Wii U version originally
of Black Flag.
Of Black Flag, and it looks great.
Yeah.
But the only issue was that the shadows in it were really like funny, like they just did not look good.
Yeah.
They were sort of juddery all the time, the shadows, and if they fix that and they've got the thing where you're in the bushes and the bushes move with you, then that's like,
I'm pretty sure the version they're giving you is probably the PS3 or the Xbox One Xbox 360 version of this game. I don't think, because
which was better than the Wii U version.
The Wii U version wasn't. These companies didn't take time to like make the Wii U version optimal. Even though it was in theory more powerful than the other two, they didn't make it optimal to any extent or any stretch of the imagination. So for me, I think that like this is probably the better version. Rogue obviously is coming from that version. Like there was no Wii U version for that. But when I saw this, I thought, hey, Toby's going to be excited about this, and I'm going to give it a shot. I did go back. I got Assassin's Creed 3, and I started playing it, and I like it. I think it looks good. I think it plays good. I'm okay with it. Now, I'm sure someone that's played it a lot might have a different take on it. It might feel like it was garbage or didn't hold up well, but I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It was quite a surprise though. Like, I didn't expect anything like that to show up on Switch, because for a while I was like, I'd love like Black Flag and Far Cry 3 on Switch, like these Ubisoft games that seem like they'd be great on the go. And finally we got Black Flag, so next up I'm really praying for Far Cry 3.
Could you imagine if they started showing up? Those games never were on Nintendo at all, so it'd be nice to see them show up. I would definitely start playing them and try them. You know what I mean? Like, it's worth a go. Trials of Mana.
Yeah, that trailer, man.
Oh man, ooh. I'm in.
Yeah,
like, I started playing it on, because I did buy the Secret of Mana collection on the Switch, and I started playing it. I was like, this is really good. But then when I heard the HD version, the remake was coming, I stopped playing. So I gotta wait for the HD remake version. Dude, it's so good on
You know what? It looks so much nicer than the Secret of Mana remake.
Yeah, right?
And I don't know why that is. Like, they seem to have put so much more effort into Trials of Mana. And
possibly, yeah.
a lot of cleavage in that trailer, Bobby.
Oh, boy.
I don't mind. But some people are a bit up in arms about it.
Well, yeah. I'm sure.
But yeah, like the actual gameplay though looks great. Like the boss fights look epic. I just love that sort of action battle system that they've got going on. Yeah.
Game that got me excited, but I don't know that you ever played it, and I'm just curious. Yeah. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Encore.
No, I knew that you'd be excited about that though, but it's not for me, Bobby.
I felt like this game was really good on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It didn't get enough love. Obviously, a lot of things on the Wii U didn't get enough love. But if you like Persona games, this is as close as you're going to get on a Switch or on a Nintendo console. I don't feel like Persona 5 is coming, and I feel like this is as close as it's going to get. This game is very Persona-like. Really good, man. The music is fantastic. It's a lot of fun, man. It really is. So I recommend that a lot of people go get this game if you can. Yeah, I think you'll like it.
I thought that the Link's Awakening trailer was all right. I don't need to see any more of that game. I think they showed it off enough. But I did like the extra stuff they showed about the dungeon maker side mode. They explained that you collect. I thought it was interesting that they said you collect more rooms throughout the main adventure. Yeah. So I don't know how you're going to pick those up in the world or whatever.
It's interesting, right? Yeah, I think I like that.
And they also mentioned that you can have modifiers on the rooms, like bombs dropping from the ceiling and stuff. So I think that's going to create a lot of different combinations of what you can do. So,
yeah, I think you're going to see at some point. I think that this is a test. And you're going to see within the next year Nintendo actually pull this out and make a Zelda Maker type game. I really do. I think it'll just be dungeons, and it'll be like, okay, because there's no need for the overworld in a Zelda Maker. Like, don't get me wrong, it'd be fantastic to be able to make your own Zelda game, but I think that's way too difficult.
It's too ambitious.
Yeah, it's way too ambitious. Nobody will ever do a whole... I mean, I'm not going to say nobody. There's people out there who will do whole games, don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's just not something Nintendo wants to do. But to do dungeon crawlers and basically go like, hey man, build your own dungeons, share them with your friends. I think you'll see a lot of people get into that, and I would do it. I would definitely do it. Even if it was something where, because I think what they'll do is they'll take what this is and pick it up. Like
I mean,
where you get to place enemies and stuff in the rooms.
The interesting thing about Link's Awakening is because it's based on the Game Boy version. It's a screen by screen game, so the rooms are always the same size. Yeah. You've got entrances and exits in the middle of each room or whatever, so it's easy to place them around in a shape. Whereas if it's like A Link to the Past Maker, then those rooms, I mean, you can have that. They still had room by rooms, but some of the rooms were bigger. Yeah, and a little bit bigger. Yeah. It's a bit more complex. So if they could figure out a way to make a Zelda Maker though that is like that and have different versions of Zelda in it, then I'd be all up for that.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Game that caught my eye, and I want to check it out. Rogue Company from High Res.
Really?
Yeah.
That's one that I saw, and I was like, There was this. I think it was a Wii U game, and it was some online team shooter thing. Like, I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but this seems like the same sort of announcement of a game that from a company that nobody pays any attention to. It looks very generic, like it's got zero hype for me. Like, I don't understand it. And what about it stood out for you?
I think just the fact of playing with friends and teaming up and going through these buildings and areas and trying to take people out and all that stuff. I don't know. It was something I want to try. You know what I mean? Like when I was watching the direct live, Joseph Moran was in the chat. And I was like, Joseph, we got to do this, man. He's like, dude, I'm in. So,
okay.
The thing is when I play games like that, with the community, when I get a group of people and go in, I enjoy them more. That's why I think I liked Fortnite so much was the fact that like I was weaker, I wasn't that good, but like playing with Joseph, playing with Jonathan Brown and Rybo and all these people, Deuterino, they kind of elevated me and taught me how to play the games properly. So I got better and better and better. So that's what I like about this. It's like I know it's a game that I won't be great at out the gates, but those guys will pick it up fast, and then I'll slowly start to learn, and because I'll watch them and get tactics from them and pick it up. It's okay. So real quick, I want to go back and then I'll move forward because I have one on my list I skipped over.
Okay.
Smash DLC characters.
Yeah.
They're extending it. And
that surprised me. Yeah.
That didn't surprise me.
Okay.
Because here's why. A, I think it's something that they can. In theory, they do one Smash per console, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming out so early, and I've been on record for saying this. I think the Switch will not move on for 10, 20 years. I feel like we might get new versions of the Switch, but the idea of a Switch is what we're going to have for a very long time. Mm-hmm. That being said, excuse me. That being said, they, like Sakurai said during it, he doesn't see this ever happening again. To get all these characters, and this is the opportunity to do this. The other thing is there has to be something to be said that every single time they put a character out, the hype explodes. And when they have those characters that are like just randomly, you don't see it coming, I think it gets everybody excited. And it builds a free hype for Nintendo that's through the roof. Plus it gets people back playing. Plus I think it brings in other people. Like when they do something like bring in Terry Bogard, right, for this one.
Yeah.
I don't care about Terry Bogard. Never played those games. But there's a community that is huge with the King of the Fighters series and the Fatal Fight or the
Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury. Those games, like there's a rabid community that loves those games. So now you basically have taken those characters, those players, and pulled them into Smash. And I feel like what it's doing is building this ability for Nintendo to get more people trying Smash and in the community. And
I mean that's the thing, you're right, because people that are into these older games that haven't necessarily got a new game in the series for a while, they're like hungry for anything related to that series that they love. So when something like that shows up in Smash, they're gonna jump on it.
And the thing is, Sakurai shows so much respect to these characters in these games that like Terry Bogard is gonna fight a lot like Terry Bogard that you're used to. Yeah. Like, you look at what he did with Street Fighter. You could play with the Smash controls, or you could play with the Street Fighter controls. And I like that. Like, I can't wait to see the Mortal Kombat characters show up in Smash.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen. Yeah, and that is going to be fantastic when, like, either Sub-Zero or Scorpion or both of them show up in Smash. People
did you know, Bobby, the new Mortal Kombat game is the best-selling game of the year so far?
Really?
Apparently.
Of this year, of 2019.
This year.
Yeah. Because 2018, that was Smash ran away with that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Which I'm assuming that the Switch version has done pretty well.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'll move back to where I was in my list, and I think the thing that's on both of our lists for excitement was Super Nintendo games coming to online.
Oh, Bobby, we've been waiting for this.
Yeah, man, this was exciting.
Yeah, man.
And it's crazy because something like this should not get anybody excited.
Like, no.
20, 30-year-old games, who cares? But man, like the fact that I could go back, I jumped in. It's funny, I had all those games at my disposal. And I'm like, what do I play first? And I went right to Super Mario World. Started playing Super Mario World. And then yesterday I fired up Link to the Past.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh god, dude, the music and the Triforce spinning and they
the first game I checked out was Yoshi's Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, playing it pixel perfect mode, turn off the controls so that they don't show up at the bottom. Man, that game looks great. It's like, I'm amazed at the art style for that game.
Yeah.
What they managed to do with pixels, it does not look like a pixel art game.
No.
It's crazy. Like, how did they do that, man?
Pretty awesome. Now, there is a rumor that Nintendo will not go to that games every month anymore.
Well, they've confirmed. They said that the schedule is not monthly anymore.
Yeah, they're done with that monthly stuff. So I think because in their minds, they caught so much flack for doing that. People complaining about I think they were just like, hey, you know what? We're not going to put them out every month now. And when you get them,
because they were putting out lame games.
Well, now they can put them out whenever they want, and people can.
I don't know, man. I think it sucks that they're not having a schedule now, because it will feel like it did back in the day when they had Virtual Console. It was like, you know, when are we going to get this game, or when are we going to get that? And drip fed.
Yeah,
I hate it.
It's going to be what it is, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to get people really mad is when you get NES games and you don't get Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And that might be what they wind up doing. They might wind up going like, this month we're going to give you NES games, next month we're going to give you Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they mean by it's not monthly. You know what I mean?
I will say though, like the 20 games that they've got on there, like most of them are bangers.
Oh,
like,
they're great games, man.
They're gonna keep you busy for a long time. I would say that there's not too many other SNES games that I am desperate to play.
Donkey Kong Country would have been nice to have been on there.
Yeah, we've got other platformers though. So.
No, I know. But when I look at that list, I go, Donkey Kong Country is missing, Earthbound is missing. Final Fantasy is missing. So I mean,
there are some classics.
I feel like there's some games on the Super Nintendo that can show up. Man, if they bring Mario Paint, I am going to lose my mind. Because I would go back to making cartoons and stuff with that game. Because that game, that's where, dude, I used to make cartoons back in the day.
Yeah.
It would be so great to actually have it, be able to record it now, save it. Oh, please. I actually went in, I don't know if you did this, because I did this with the NES. I went into the Japanese store and bought the Japanese, or didn't buy it, I downloaded the Japanese one. So I have the NES and the Japanese.
Yeah, they got the same games at the moment though, right?
At the moment, yes. But eventually, well, here's the thing. On the Japanese version, the games were better than the NES version. I played the music for you one time.
Oh,
Zelda sounded so much better because they had the disc system. Zelda sounded better. Kid Icarus sounded better.
I just thought, man, what if they gave us the Satellaview Zelda games?
Or at least gave them to Japan.
Yes, man. Yeah, that's more likely, isn't it? Yeah.
More likely, yeah. I'll go down. I think that's why I get it.
Yeah.
Because Japan always got more stuff than we got. And even when they cut our games down to 2 games, they were still giving Japan 3 games. So I was going in and checking them out. You know what I mean? Like, those games are so simplistic, you really don't need to know what it says. You know what I mean? Like, the storylines were garbage storylines anyway, so it didn't matter. But it's pretty spectacular.
How about the controller? You gonna get that?
Of course I'm gonna get it.
Oh no, you are. Of course. How many is it limited to per customer? I thought it was 1, but
no, I think they'll probably let you buy 2 because of the fact that like you need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, to play 2-player games. Like I think what they did was they packaged them 1. Because I think people were upset that they had to buy 2 NES ones.
Yeah.
And that $60 price range was a little
daunting. I think that £26.99 is a lot for one SNES controller.
I don't. And the reason why is because you look at... Here's the thing. When you look at the 8-bit though, people rave about those things. I think they're garbage. Yeah. I think they're trash controllers.
Okay.
The fact that I'm getting a true Nintendo... controller that looks like that controller, sign me up. Here's the other reason why I'm happy about it is I have the Famicom NES ones, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have this. I have 2 of these. I have 2 of the Nintendo ones. I want the Famicom, the colorful buttons, and I want my purple buttons from the United States.
Yeah.
That's what has me excited. Like, I love, people get all excited about the colorful ones, right? And the thing that makes me laugh is all the people in the United States that are like, oh, the colorful ones, the color. You never had them. You had purple. Yeah. Shut up. Like, dude, you don't even know what those controllers were. The only reason you knew those controllers were 20 years later,
Bobby,
when people from Europe showed them.
The colourful buttons look so much nicer than the purple buttons that you've got.
I prefer the purple buttons. No, I grew up. It's nostalgia. I grew up with it. I love it.
But visually, I do think our controllers look better than yours.
I don't agree with that.
And the console itself looks way better. Your consoles are like brick shaped.
I loved it. I loved the Super Nintendo. Loved it. I didn't like that aerodynamic garbage you guys had. You guys, they didn't care about the UK and Europe, so they just basically took the Japanese one and shipped it across the,
No, they cared the most because they were like, oh, we messed up with this American
No, they
version.
did not. No, they did not.
We've had a huge mistake.
You know what the funny thing is like, that just shows you the time. Yeah. Because, like, even the NES is different than the Famicom, right? It wasn't until they hit the Super or the N64 that they finally were like, why are we making 2 consoles? Let's just make one console, you know what I mean? It is kind of funny. So, okay, so we get the NES. Okay, Grid Autosport. I don't know.
You know what? That trailer, man, I thought the graphics in that were amazing.
Yeah, man, I'm going to buy that. That game looked actually really, really good. And these were basically during the highlight reels. Like, they showed a few things. The Outerworlds. I want that game. I think that is a pretty Fallout, is what that is.
Exactly, and it's the closest you're going to get on Switch, right?
I agree. Bethesda still has not. When they first had Bethesda show up during the Direct, I thought, like, here we go, here comes Fallout, and they were like, oh no, it's Doom 64. And I'm like,
that was so weird though. That he was standing outside, like, reading a script. Like, I don't feel like he had any passion at all. Like,
it was like when you shadow drop the other Doom games. Yeah. Why would you make an announcement for this one?
I know,
just nobody cares. Just put them out. Don't save that for something big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were like talking as if they're on a flipping E3 stage or whatever.
It's so weird, man. I was just like, okay, that's it. That's all you got? Doom 64? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, man. Whatever. Okay, so then I have 2 more games on my list. Is there any games that you haven't discussed that are on your list?
So really, just quickly, the most unexpected, weird announcement of the whole Direct, I thought, was the Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast.
Yeah.
What was that even on? Is that a PC game? Like, it just seems like so old and so out of nowhere. Like, who asked for this?
I don't know. Well, Star Wars fans are kind of in a frenzy right now. They're getting all these old games that are coming out, and they're getting excited for them.
I mean, it looked pretty good, but it's just so strange.
Yeah, I won't get it. But the Star Wars fans, you know what? Good for them. Like, they get to play these games. Like, Shadow of the Empire is coming soon from limited run games. So, like, it's kind of interesting, you know. They hit Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, that was pretty interesting little 5 minutes.
So the thing with this is, okay, so this is my takeaway from Animal Crossing. Anytime I get to see Animal Crossing, I get excited.
Yeah.
This, to me, is a waste of time. It doesn't. Number one, everything that they showed in this, to me, was shown in the Treehouse Live.
Well, yeah, and I think that's why they did it. They condensed all the hours of Treehouse Live into a 5-minute video. So for the people that didn't get around to watching it during E3, here it is for you. So,
but the thing is like, if you're an Animal Crossing fan, you watch that. I guarantee you, there is not an Animal Crossing fan that has not scoured that footage.
Well, yeah, even if you just watched the BitBlocks video of
he did the 100.
What is it, 50 or 100?
He did 100, then he did 20 additional ones, then he just did 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the thing is like when you watch people like that are like into the game, you get it all broken down there as well. Like, I felt like show me something new, and they gave us a couple things that were new, just a couple things. We got to see the plane, we got to see the dock. Again, I love Animal Crossing, but for me watching that, and this is my issue with it. At that point, they're banging, hitting game after game after game after game. After game.
It did slow it down a bit.
Just show 20 seconds, right? And go, we are going to have an exclusive Animal Crossing Direct later this month or next month or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Or, hey, come back later tonight. Just the same way you did with Sakurai. You know what I mean? Like, and show extended footage. Because the thing of it is it slows down the trailer, right? Or it slows down the Direct.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when that you should be rising and building hype. Either show that footage earlier in the show, or don't show it at all and cut it down to like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is, and move it along. I feel like as an Animal Crossing fan, I appreciate it. As a Nintendo fan, I felt like it took away from what they were doing and where they were going. They were heading in a really good trajectory, and then
I agree.
That was just like, ugh. Then you come out of that and it was like, hey, we got one final game. And it was like, damn, I felt like I just wasted a whole bunch of time watching this Animal Crossing stuff that, by the way, I've already seen. I already know. Because, again, if you watched the Treehouse Live, you got all this stuff. You know what I mean? You saw it all. So that's neither here nor there. But then they close with Xenoblade Chronicles Remaster.
Yeah.
I know for me, I enjoy this game. I know you enjoy this game.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I think it's the best Xenoblade.
I do too. I think it's fantastic.
It's better than X and it's better than Chronicles 2. Like,
that's debatable. That's debatable on that, but it's really, really good. I'm not going to debate it.
It is really good.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, the trailer didn't wow me. I didn't look at that and think, this looks incredible. I thought, this looks alright. And then I watched some comparison videos afterwards and some screenshots, and I was like, the character models look quite nice. Yeah. And it's nice having the extra grass, but the colours, I think, are less saturated. Like, they've desaturated the colours. I think it doesn't quite look as nice in that term. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not blowing me away. Well, so it's not.
To be fair, it's early. We probably won't get this game till late 2020, if anything. And I really believe that by the time this game launches, it's going to look a lot better. You know, because if you think about it, right? If you go back and you think about it, the original visuals that we saw on Xenoblade Chronicles 2 during that announcement trailer, people banged on that thing. Yeah. And then when that game launches, my God, it looked gorgeous, you know? Yeah. People were complaining about the character models in that game. And the frame rates and all this different stuff people were tearing apart. Then when it hit, it was just like, oh my God. Yeah. The Shulk storyline, all this stuff is very gut-wrenching and very, you know, the thing with Xenoblade Chronicles is this. When it first launched on the Wii, it was late in the life cycle. Like, that console was done. Yeah. So I didn't play it there. Then it came to 3DS, on the new 3DS, if you remember. Yeah. And you and I got it, and we played it. And that's probably the most time I put into it. Yeah. A lot of because of the on-the-go aspect of it. Yeah. So, but then I didn't finish it, and I stopped playing it. Then it comes to the Wii U, the Virtual Console, and I bought it again. Yeah. And I was like, all right, man, I'm going to play it. I hated just playing on the couch. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, I'm buying it again.
Best of both.
And I think I get the best of both worlds. And I think I'll finally wind up beating it and going through. The problem with these games, though, they are so massive.
They are,
so
man.
huge.
Like on the 3DS, I got like halfway through the game, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I just can't anymore.
Yeah, they're just so long.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna definitely play more and give it a shot.
I'm excited to see more of it. I think it probably will look better as they go, and it is interesting to me that they're putting in areas that they cut out of the original.
Yeah.
A bit of the trailer had something that was they had concept art for and everything, but they never actually put in the original. So that is cool that there's new things that they're adding to it. Yeah. I really hope that they keep the original voice acting. They don't change anything there.
They're not going to change that. That's
like, I love
so good.
how cheesy it is. Like when you're fighting and they're like, I'm powering up, or I'm really feeling this. Like the crazy things that they shout out just makes that game so unique. I love it.
How long, real quickly, how long before we get Xenoblade Chronicles X, you think?
I don't know, man. That's kind of like, it feels like an offshoot now, like an outlier.
It's definitely an offshoot.
Yeah, so, but if they bring in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I can definitely see them bringing X over as well.
I wouldn't mind X coming over as long as they fix some things about that game. There were some seriously glaring issues with that game, so I would like them to fix them if they can and make some things better if they can.
Yeah.
Is there anything from the Direct that you did not like?
The Super Kirby Clash, that free to start Kirby game, I was like, what are they doing? Like, Kirby is just, I feel like they've got less and less respect for Kirby every time I see a Kirby game. Like, there's so much that they could do with that character if they really wanted to, but it's like any little experimental idea, they're like, put Kirby on it. Let's just chuck it in a Kirby game. Doesn't matter if it sucks. And it's like, the games are starting to all look the same. The side-scrollers all look the same now. There's been like 4 Kirby side-scrollers that if you showed me screenshots of, I wouldn't be able to tell you what game that came from. Yep. And this boss rush free to start thing, it's like, just what are you doing? Just do something different with Kirby that is not that, because that just looks like a mode out of a different Kirby game. Like it could have been in the Switch Kirby game. So I don't know, man.
So just stop. That's my complaint of it again. And people know that I'm not a fan of Kirby. And this is why I'm not a fan of Kirby. I feel like every piece of trash in God's creation they throw out, and it has Kirby attached to it. Yeah. We are now in year 3. We are now in year 3 of the life cycle of the Switch, right? We have 2 Kirby games now, right?
2.
We don't have Kid Icarus. Yeah. We don't have Punch-Out. We don't have F-Zero. We don't have Wave Race. We don't have Pilot Wings. There's so many great franchises that we do not have. And yet we have 2 Kirbys already on this console.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with Kirby. They spend all this time and effort on Kirby games and trying new things with Kirby and doing new things with Kirby. And yet we don't even have a Metroid game on the Switch yet. And yet we have 2 Kirby games. And that is my problem with Kirby. Enough of the Kirby games. The last Kirby game was so bad, it played itself. Now, don't get me wrong. The little bit of time that I streamed it, I had fun with it, and I was like, okay, this is cute, this is cool. I was basically not even playing the game. The characters are literally controlling themselves. And I wasn't having to do anything. They're attacking, they're doing the thing, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. This is even worse. Put this on mobile and forget about it.
At least, like, Kirby's Epic Yarn, that was, like, brand new art style, new mechanics. It was interesting. Kirby's Dream Course back on the SNES. Like, this is a totally different style of Kirby game. It's an isometric golf game with you control the ball. Like, alright, have your classic side-scrolling Kirby, but if you're going to keep putting Kirby games out, just do something different.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't belong in a side-scroller. Like, I don't know.
Well, like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, right?
Yeah, that again, different.
the thing I hate about that was I had to look at the gamepad the whole time.
Yeah, you couldn't look at the pretty HD.
Yeah, man. It looked gorgeous on my TV. And then I'm like, look at this stupid little gamepad. But
yeah,
that was the one thing that I didn't like. I wasn't happy with. Again, I really wasn't happy about the Animal Crossing stuff. I was happy to see Animal Crossing. Just felt like, whatever. I've seen enough of this. Let's show me something new. You know what I mean? I did get to see my boy Bill in it, my favorite villager, so that made me excited because I'm like, Bill's confirmed. My boy's coming back. So that is all. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Nintendo Talk. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please, if you did, go give us some love. Hit the reviews. The 5-star rating would be amazing if you can. Wherever you listen to the podcast, share it if you get the opportunity. That would be awesome as well. You can follow Toby over on Twitter's at Toby's_take. You can follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
My beef with Sean Capri is done. Done.
What does that mean?
I'm not beefing with him anymore. I've had enough.
Well, we just got started. What are you talking about?
Nah.
We can't end it. We can't end it like that. I need you to do the fist fight or something.
You want to do like a YouTube boxing match?
Yeah, you and Sean just fist fight each other. That'd be amazing.
All right. Okay, yeah, I'll be down for that.
But it's not like it's not gonna be the caliber of like a YouTube boxing match. It'd be like bum fights out in the street, like with trash cans on fire and stuff, and you two just beating each other with bare fists.
Go viral for 10 minutes.
I think Sean beats you up.
Do you think?
I know.
Do you think he's vicious?
He's tall, dude.
He's Canadian. He's too polite to
This is true. You punch him in the face. You punch him in the face, and he'd apologize to you. Sorry, Toby. Sorry, eh? Sorry, eh?